My name is Judith Merkinson, and I'm from the Comfort Women Justice Coalition.
Hello, everybody. My name is Phyllis Kim. I am from the Comfort Women Justice Coalition.
And welcome, everybody, today. What an amazing day it is. Thank you so much for coming.
여러분 환영합니다. 와주셔서 감사합니다.
You know, the famous African-American writer James Baldwin said, "History is not past. We carry it with us, and history is literally present in everything we do." And we know that unless we acknowledge our history and our true history, we cannot move forward. We cannot evolve, and we cannot change. This statue, honoring our beloved grandmas, is just one step in the process. It's one step to changing our memory and our truth. It's one step in the process of eradicating sexual violence towards women in war forever. When Hatsune Kim courageously broke her silence in 1991, she started an avalanche. Together with her sisters from Asia, Yugoslavia, and internationally, they led the world to declare that sexual violence during warfare was a crime against humanity. This was something that was a sea change, actually, in people's thought, because up until then, actually, sexual violence during war was considered normal. Now we're here to say, never again, no more.
So here is the plaque, language that we labored over many hours, and we tried to convey the universality of the violence against women during wartime must stop. Quote, "Our worst fear is that our painful history during World War II will be forgotten." Former Comfort Women. This monument bears witness to the suffering of hundreds of thousands of women and girls, euphemistically called comfort women, who were sexually enslaved by the Japanese Imperial Armed Forces in 13 Asia-Pacific countries from 1931 to 1945. Most of these women died during their wartime captivity. This dark history was hidden for decades until the 1990s, when the survivors courageously broke the silence. They helped move the world to declare that sexual violence as a strategy of war is a crime against humanity for which governments must be held accountable. This language has been translated into 4 different languages, including Korean, Chinese, and Japanese and Tagalog, and it will be installed on the side where everybody can read.
You know, this monument was the result of a large coalition of organizations, Chinese, Filipino, Korean, Japanese Americans, Japanese from Japan, women's organizations, vets organizations, and many others who often, labored off in the, out of the spotlight. And we'd like all the members of the Comfort Women Justice Coalition to stand up and be
City Council hearing that passed unanimously the resolution to build Comfort Woman Memorial in public site in San Francisco. During that 2 years, we lost many grandmas. Now we're going to read their names. Grandma Che Kapsun.
Grandma
Grandma Huang Zhen-mei,
Grandma Kim Kyung-sung,
Grandma Che Ok-yi,
Grandma Cheng Chen Tao,
Grandma Gong Jong-yup,
Grandma Lee Soo-dan,
Grandma Kim, whose name is anonymous,
Grandma Yu Hee-man,
Grandma Park Suk-yi,
Grandma Park Cha-soon,
Grandma Chen Ren-hua,
Grandma Yi Sun-seok,
Grandma Chen Ya-bien,
Grandma Kim Kun-ja,
Grandma Huang Yu-liang,
Grandma Ha Sung-suk,
and Grandma Lee, who wanted to remain anonymous.
And we're thinking of all the women and girls who were sexually enslaved during World War II, and all those women who were sexually enslaved and sexually violated during all the wars in history. And that's why we're here today. We remember all of you. As Phyllis said, this memorial took us 2 years, and nobody could believe that we were going to do it. And every step of the way, we were confronted with Japanese denialists and the Japanese government, who for some reason felt it was absolutely essential never to remember these women, that it was absolutely essential to deny history, to pretend that none of this had ever happened. And we know right now, living in a world which is so fraught with contention, where immigrants are being challenged, where right-wingers are gaining ascendancy, that to deny history is extremely dangerous. And we feel that one of the most important things that we can do now is to have justice. Justice for the grandmas, justice for women. And because of that, there are certain demands that we are making, the grandmas are making, and the international movement for the comfort women are making, and we'd like to read them right now.
1. Make a sincere, official, and legally binding apology.
Pay full reparations to the victims and their families.
Conduct a thorough investigation of the crime and punish those found guilty in the court of law.
No impunity. Memorialize the victims and continue to teach its citizens an accurate and truthful history of Japan during its era of imperial expansion and World War II. And we would add, especially pay attention to the recent scholarship that has just emerged, that now we think, for instance, that more than 200,000 women from China were also sexually enslaved. So we have to always pay attention to what's going on. As I said, it took us 2 years to come here. On September 22nd, 2015, the Board of Supervisors of San Francisco passed a resolution calling for a memorial to the comfort women in a public place that would talk about sexual violence during war, and that would, getting messages from afar here. And that would also highlight the issue of sex trafficking internationally. We couldn't have done that without our 2 beautiful, wonderful, fantastic co-chairs who led every step of the way, who badgered everybody, who were up in the middle of the night worrying from one thing to another. And so I'd really proudly like to announce Judge Julie Tang and Judge Lillian Singh.
Big round of applause, please.
Remain seated. First of all, a big shout out to San Francisco. Thank you, San Francisco, for hosting this memorial that speaks to a dark history of Asia in World War II that the world needs to know about. Thank you, each and every one of you who answered Lillian and my pleas for a donation of your hard-earned money, time, and resources to help build the Comfort Woman Memorial. In this movement, it is amazing to work with people that we thought we knew because we see them in movies, we see them in videos, or we visit the restaurants, or we say hi to them as neighbors. But going down the road to find justice for our grandmas brought us together, and we get to know them as persons, visionaries, and as friends. We hold together in unity and solidarity as Americans of Chinese, Korean, Filipino, Dutch, Japanese, Jewish, and European descent. We join up with the women's movement, the communities of scholars, veterans, lawyers, teachers, dentists, medical professionals, and the Chinatown community agencies to build this memorial. And in as much as the memorial is a symbol of memory, resilience, and justice, it symbolizes the community spirit that helped build this memorial. And the community is joining all of you today. And thank you so much for coming here with the good spirits that you are feeling right now and the good intentions to help us to celebrate the success of this memorial. Thank you so much. A full-size memorial will be unveiled before your very eyes today. The San Francisco vista will be forever changed. And the Comfort Women Memorial and San Francisco will be permanently forged together in search of justice. Thank you so much for all your community support.
I've been asked today many times, how do you feel today? You know, I'm extremely emotional. I can hardly believe the day is finally here. My life has been on hold for 2 years. I retired as a judge from the San Francisco Superior Court to work on this project. But you know, what is 2 years out of my life compared to a lifetime of misery and nightmare that the Comfort Women endured? I can go back to work as assigned judge and get my life back. The Comfort Women can never get their lives back. One former Comfort woman said, "It is not a comfort station, but an execution ground. Not a comfort station, but an execution ground. Comfort for Japanese soldiers, hell for us." Today, we have a lot to thank for. We would not be here today if we have not had the owners of this property's permission to be here. I'd like to formally recognize the owners of this property, Jem Dale and John Herr of Lincoln Property Company. John Herr and his wife. Thank you so much. Without them, we could not be here. So really, thank you so much. I would also like to thank the San Francisco Rec and Park Commissioners, especially Commissioner Alan Lowe. Where's Alan Lowe? Yay! You know what, Alan? Without you, we would not be here. Thank you so much for your brilliant idea to use this private land that will become public land very shortly. Thank you, Alan Lowe. And we have appeared before the Visual Arts Commission and the San Francisco Art Commission about 10 times. They were so patient with us. Is Susan Pontius here? But I'd like to thank them very much. You know, I thought 2 years is a long time, but what did you say, Julie? You know, 2 years is a long time for us, but as San Francisco goes, 2 years is really on a fast track. Jeffrey Heller, where are you, Jeffrey Heller? Jeffrey Heller, without you, we could not have been here. He is the soul of our project. I'm surprised he's still taking our calls. Jeffrey Heller, thank you very much. He believed in us from day one. Thank you. And of course, Hathaway, the Windy Construction helped us put this Comfort Women Memorial down. You know, I like to say that the significance of this memorial is a lot. But Japan wants to tear down memorials. We want to build more memorials. Japan has Yasukuni Shrine, which includes Class A war criminals. We have San Francisco Comfort Women Memorial. Abe makes annual visits to Yasukuni Shrine to honor Class A war criminals. We have our Comfort Women victims that we will honor. I don't know how many of you know, but there is a Class A criminal, Nobusuke Kishi, who is actually the maternal grandfather of Japan's prime minister. And he is responsible for a lot of atrocities in China and elsewhere. Now, Kishi's grandson, our current Prime Minister Abe, said that Kishi's blood runs in my veins. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say that we want to honor history, we want to honor truth, and we're very glad that you're here to honor the Comfort Women with us today. Today is not the end of the story, but the beginning of the story. We're going to build more memorials. We're going to tell the world about the truth. We hope memorials will spring up all over the place. Thank you very much.
Music has been always the integral part of every public effort to commemorate the victims or to commemorate important historical event. In Korea, we have a tradition of drumming. And the drumming unite people. Drumming unite the villagers to come out and support each other. Iumse is the name of this drumming group who commemorate and who practice this music of unity and to remember their tradition. And they are here to congratulate our unveiling of the memorial. They will be making their ways from behind, so please be mindful and make some ways for them.
Organizations and also government officials from both the Bay Area.
I'm the Consul General of the People's Republic of China in San Francisco. Now I'm going to read in Chinese. You have to learn Chinese. 尊敬的郭丽莲法官，尊敬的邓蒙斯法官，尊敬的石洪虎先生，尊敬的各位贵宾，亲爱的朋友们，大家下午好。今天我们聚在这里，为在美国旧金山市 设立的慰安妇纪念碑揭幕，这是一件非常有意义的事。首先， 首先，我谨代表中华人民共和国驻旧金山总领事馆，向最先提案设立慰安妇纪念碑的马兆光前市议员，向为促成此项目而坚持不懈的慰安妇正义联盟共同主席郭丽莲、邓梦诗法官，向出钱出力、积极支持建立纪念碑的旧金山湾区中国统一促进会、世界抗日战争史实维护联合会以及许许多多各族裔团体和个人，表达我们的敬意。我由衷的钦佩旧金山市政府和旧金山市艺术委员会顶住各种压力，批准纪念碑的方案和碑文。去年，加州教育委员会通过了新的历史社会学科指导框架，将慰安妇写入中学10年级历史教材，这也是一个具有深远影响的行动。众所周知，强征慰安妇是第2次世界大战期间日本军国主义分子对包括中国、韩国等在内的多个受害国人民犯下的严重反人道罪行，至今仍然对受害者及其亲属的身心造成严重伤害。这段历史体证如山，不容抵赖。旧金山今天的这座慰安妇纪念碑，就如同在美国和世界各地广泛存在的犹太人大屠杀纪念馆、纪念碑一样，目的就是要提醒人们勿忘历史，就是要让世界人民充分认识侵略战争的残酷性。最后，我希望我们面前的这座纪念碑能够让世人，特别是年轻人了解这一历史悲剧，让我们携起手来，铭记历史，珍惜和平，共同捍卫人类尊严。谢谢大家。
Asked, or we've been rather forced to do the impossible, and that's what I'm going to try to do right now for you, to translate for the ambassador of the People's Republic of China. Okay, here we go. So he said, he wanted to recognize that the Judge Lillian Singh and the, Judge Julie Tang's tenacious perseverance in the past 2 years, leading this effort to build memorial in San Francisco. The government of China and the Chinese people support the Comfort Women Memorial, and this is because this is not just an issue between China and Japan, or between the issue between Korea and Japan, but it's the issue for everyone. And I just want to make one comment, this is my comment, that every time when we make progress, especially in human rights issues, it is always the people who push the boundary, who push the edge, and then the government follows. I think that is a very positive move that now the government of the Republic, the People's Republic of China is recognizing the efforts made by the scholars, the amazing scholars Suji Liang and Pei Pei Chu and Professor Chen, as well as the amazing leadership of the Chinese Americans in San Francisco. So thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much for your warm congratulations.
Just to make another correction, first I said the Republic of China, when it's, of course, the People's Republic of China. And it's the Consul General, not the ambassador.
Also
Oh, he's also an ambassador.
by the way, Republic of China also are working with us. The people in the Republic of China, which is Taiwan, also work in solidarity and unity with everyone from all over the world.
So we also have, as I said, a lot of city officials with us today and Bay Area.
Taiwan, who is part of China, and China, together we support this movement. Thank you very much, Ambassador.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just want to say how honored I am to be here and to be a part of this. I guess it was a couple of years ago when both Judge Singh and Judge Tang asked me to be the co-chair of the Memorial Committee, and I said, well, you do realize I'm Japanese American? And she said, yes, we do realize that. And still they wanted me to be a part of this, and I was really honored, and I thought it was so important. You know, when I first came to San Francisco in 1978, it was really the Korean community that embraced myself and other activists. We were involved in a case of a young man named Cho-Soo Lee, who was wrongfully convicted of a crime here in Chinatown, and the community really got behind him. And it was through that experience that I really learned about the Korean community and really how much they have done and given to our country. And this memorial, I think, is such an important day for history and for justice, because this is going to memorialize the suffering that so many endured during World War II at the hands of the imperialist Japanese. I see my former boss here, Jeff Brown, and Congressman Hunt, as well as many other elected officials, and just very honored to be part of this event, and thank all of you for making this happen.
Properly, what an important role this man played in bringing recognition and awareness in the United States about the many human rights violations and atrocity, including the comfort woman, and especially the comfort woman issue. He was a California assemblyman in 1999 when he introduced a assembly joint resolution to urge Japanese government to face squarely its wartime atrocity during World War II. And when he went on to become a congressman in 2007, he worked with a grassroots organization around the country to pass a House Resolution 121, My Conduct. And not everyone knows that he is an unofficial boyfriend of Grandma Yong-Soo Lee.
In 1992, in the courts of Japan, 3 women who were victims of sexual slavery under the Japanese military armed forces testified and won in the courts in Japan. And from that courageous moment, the 3 voices became trumpets across this nation and across the world. Today, San Francisco is the major city of this country that has erected a memorial to the comfort women, to the victims of sexual slavery. And I just want to say to the leadership of this city, thank you very much. And it's not about being Asian or not being of another country or anything else. Like, it's about being a human being. This is a human rights issue. And I think that the message that we are sending from the Golden State to the Golden Gate from the city of San Francisco is never again will we ever victimize girls and women during times of natural disasters, during times of conflict and war. This has to stop. And so to Grandma, my girlfriend, said, "Kamsahamnida." Let me give a shout out to one group also, the Global Alliance for Telling the Truth in the Sino-Japanese War. They're the ones that put up the exhibit in Stanford University where I first saw it, and it ignited the fire in me to make sure that this does not happen again, that every person, regardless of your station, that you will speak up and speak out for the girls and women of our family, of our community, of our nation. Thank you.
Our government officials that want to give their solidarity and pledge their honor and their determination to make this a thing of the past. First, we have Phil Tink from the California Assembly.
Everyone, and thanking the hard work of Judges Singh and Tang, Supervisor Marr, I know Congressman Honda. This has really been a huge coalition effort. I can remember many stories of my family. They were in China during World War II, and hearing about all of the hardships that they really went through, and to think about this memorial and the atrocities that it recognizes. It acknowledges that these horrible acts happened, that these women were forced into slavery, and that is something that we must always remember in our heart. It's something that we as a city must acknowledge, and it's something that we have to stand up against and fight against. And I just wanted to thank the entire coalition that's been working on this for decades, from the rape of Nanking to this, and just thank them for their effort to educate all of us and to make sure that we don't ever repeat this again. Thank you.
Amazing statue. When you see it, and when you see the girls, you're going to say, I know her. I know them. They look like people I know, because they really are people we know. And so it is my great pleasure to introduce Stephen White.
This is by far the hardest part of making any memorial, is trying to get through this next bit. All right, here we go. Firstly, I'd like to thank the City of San Francisco for building us this beautiful backdrop to the monument. Anytime I'm designing a public piece, one of the most important considerations is how it's going to relate to its surroundings. It's difficult to imagine how a project will come together until it's finally complete. So to be able to stand here today and see these figures, the figures of these girls that stand as a permanent celebration of courage, resilience, and justice, and to see how these bronze figures reference the colors of the building. Sorry, is that better? I'll start again. No, not really. And it's particularly fitting to see the monument complementing the skyline and in this community, because this city, the city of San Francisco, displayed great courage in the support of this project, and these girls belong in this city. To see them alongside the great city allows us to see the universality of their story while we remark on the fragility of their individual struggle. Diversity, brave resilience. Today we celebrate these women in a celebration of a city and that respects their journey. This is not a project that was taken lightly. This is not simply another means of beautifying an already spectacular view. This project that has been debated and considered, it came to be a story that needed to be shared. I know there will be others here today who will tell amazing stories. I know my story cannot speak to their personal struggle, but before I let more important speakers take the stage, I want to leave you with a few thoughts. Art does have a role to play, but it also has a responsibility. Art should not only beautify, art should also educate. Finally, I would be nowhere without the brave people that fight for important work like this, and I would be nowhere without the team that built this with me. So a heartfelt thank you to the CWJC and their dedication and leadership from Lillian and Julie and Dr. Kim and their dedicated team. To the public art managers, Jocelyn and Daniel from Mobile Studios, to my army of specialists that have supported me in making this sculpture possible. I would like to thank my team, my beautiful wife Ellen, Justine Correlator, who found this project for us and did all the research, Brian Moneypenny, who is the metal guru that made this bronze happen, my right-hand man, Caden Yamashita, my studio assistant, Ariel Ma, my wax worker and patina artist who did a beautiful job, Christina Sevilla, models that are here today, Shader and Nancy Moverheady, mother and daughter, and all the other models, to Tyler McIntyre, to the Monterey Sculpture Center, to Metal Specialties, and all that had faith in me to undertake this tiny, colossal project. It's been an honor, and I hope you like it. I'll be standing at the back in case you don't like it. I'm going to leave first. So, over to you.
And made this amazing contribution to the Comfort Woman statue, Dr. Jonathan Kim.
안녕하세요, 김한일입니다. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jonathan Kim. On behalf of the Korean community, we welcome you all to San Francisco Comfort Woman Memorial Unveiling Ceremony. Please join me in thanking Judge Lillian Singh, Judge Julie Tang, Chairwoman of the Comfort Woman Justice Coalition, who have worked tirelessly to achieve this landmark monument with the Korean, Chinese, and Filipino communities alongside victims of all 13 communities. Thank you also to the Comfort Woman Justice Coalition and all our partners in justice. Thank you to Mr. Stephen White, the renowned designer and sculptor of our memorial, for his heartfelt creation and collaboration. Thank you especially to Congressman Mike Honda for being a courageous visionary and leader in human rights. 존경하는 북가주 동포 여러분, 여러분들의 도움으로 오늘 이 기림비가 세워졌습니다. This statue, San Francisco statue, marks the 8th Comfort Woman Memorial built in the United States. And this is the first time in history. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time in history that Korean, Chinese, and Filipino communities, along with victims of all 13 communities, have worked together. Also, this project has not been easy. Hello? Okay. This project has not been easy. Together, we collected more than $700,000 to make the San Francisco Memorial reality. A special thank you to entire Korean community, especially to our elders who gave us a precious $5, $10, $50, $100 donations from their pockets. Thank you to the monks, pastors, priests, and congregations who banded together to support this noble cause. Thank you to the teachers and the students of our communities who are not only donating, but educating our children about history. Lastly, thank you to all the other generous individuals and organizations who gave to our fund. We could not have realized our dream without you. Together, we teach our children and our children's children to tell the truth about the Comfort Woman. We continue to honor the suffering of our elders and ancestors as And as part of our global mission, an identical statue will be in Seoul, Korea next year. Yes, in Seoul, Korea next year. And plans are being made for replicas to build in Shanghai, China, the Philippines, and Vietnam. In addition, at 12 a.m., September 25th, this Monday, 4 billboards in 4 different locations are being installed by the Bay Bridge in Palo Alto, San Francisco Airport, and San Jose Airport. We are breaking the silence about Japanese state-sponsored sex trafficking. Unfortunately, large-scale sex trafficking is still happening now. I want the generation of today to know the pain of what happened. Knowledge is a power. Only by bringing our communities together can we combat this ongoing violence. Together, let us stand as beacons of hope for all the victims of sex trafficking. May we know that the justice and freedom are coming. Thank you. 감사합니다.
Thank you. I dedicate this song to all the harmonies. Thank you. And the history is history. History is the past. That's how we understand. But history is not done yet. And that history, that path of the history, all these harmonies stand there, and they still stand here now. And we are with them. We are with them. We are the history. We are the harmony. Harmony is us. We are the harmony. And that's what we need to remember. We have to remember. We are living in that history. History is not anymore history. History is the story right now. 가시리 날 두고 가시리고 나 혼자 어떠하라고 날 두고 가시리고 얄리 얄라셔 아리랑 고개를 눈물 없이 건널 수 없어 잡세 가시는 길 다시 오소서 얄리 얄리 얄라숑 얄라리 얄라숑 하리 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 리란 고개를 눈물 없이 건널 수 없소 사러리 사러리 사러리라따 정산의 사러리라따 아버지와 어머니와 함께 정산의 사러리라따 얄리 얄리 얄라숑 얄라리 얄라숑 하리 하리 하리라 저고개를 눈물 없이 건널 수 없소
This memorial would not have been possible if a resolution hadn't been introduced into the Board of Supervisors in the summer of 2015 and hadn't been fought for tirelessly by my former supervisor, Eric Marr, who has spent, I just want to say, who has spent his entire life fighting for social justice. So this wasn't in any way a stretch.
Let me catch my breath and say, my heart is so huge and filled with joy because Halmini Young-Soo Lee is with us today, but also all of you. This is our collective history. It's our collective victory here in San Francisco. September 22nd, 2017 is the date, and thank you, Supervisor Sandy Fewer and the Board of Supervisors for declaring this. My hope is days of remembrance like those celebrated by the Japanese American community around February 19th, a dark day in our history, but September 22nd, 2017, I hope that we never forget this day as a day of justice for so many people that suffered during World War II. I wanted to say that I feel very honored to be here with Congressman Mike Honda, who is the embodiment of courage and principles, not only in the US Congress, but also through his whole career. And it's just an honor to be here with him and to be a part of the courage that he represents. The unveiling of this memorial, as others have said, wouldn't have come about without a broad Pan-Asian women-led coalition that we called the Comfort Women Justice Coalition. But I wanted to say that I'm proud that we are the first major city in this country to join. And 8 is a very lucky number in the Chinese community, I think many of you know, but we are the first major city to dedicate this. But as the judges have said, we hope that this is a catalyst for other cities and towns and places throughout this country and this world so that no one ever forgets. I wanted to say also, as others have said, let this edition of memorials to the others around the world help spark many more movements as well for social justice, not just memorials, but movements. that also educate and create better understanding and more struggles for an official apology and reparations from the Japanese government as well. I'm Eric Marr, now a professor of Asian American Studies, and I know our chair, Grace Yu, is here with a number of our other faculty members, but we know the teaching moment of memorials like this, they're not just pieces of bronze and metal or great artistic pieces, but they're also teaching moments as well. So we intend to continue our work with the Educators for Social Justice and many others that are here with us, our work to create educational and curriculum work around this so that days of remembrance and educational materials are also used with our memorials here in this country and around the world as well. I wanted to say that Harmony Young-Soo Lee is the courageous voice that came to San Francisco 2 years ago to this day, helping San Francisco understand suffering, but also what courage means and what standing up not just for herself and the only several dozen remaining survivors, but justice for all of us and the future generations as well. But she stood strong as people and governments and lobbyists and lawyers and others tried to silence her voice. And I'm just proud to be, I was proud 2 years ago to be among her presence, to draw from her strength, and I will never forget that. I see my daughter, Jade, who's 17 years old, in their eyes. I see my papa, my grandma in their eyes, and in your strength as well, Harmony Lee. The other piece of it that Stephen White, our artist, chosen artist, also added is Harmony Haksu Kim on August 14th, 1991, standing up a so-called small voice for justice that has been growing, but thank you for representing her as well. I think art has an incredible power to transform us and to help us move forward to be more human, as one of my mentors, Grace Lee Boggs from Detroit, has said. It can make us more human. It can transform us. I think the millions of people that will come here and to the other memorials around the world will experience this. You've created an engaging piece of art and history that will not only experience the three girls, and they are girls, the Harmony, the grandma as well, but outstretched hands so that it engages us to be a part of that and a part of history as well. But thank you. I think, I'm sorry for losing my composure, but this is really, really important to me. My heart is so full because Harmony Lee is with us, Grandma Harmony Lee, on September 22nd, 2017. She's joined us from Korea. She is living history. She was living history before our committees and our Board of Supervisors in San Francisco. She is also women's movement history. She's Pan-Asian unity history. She's the heart of several dozen of the remaining harmonies and the heart and soul, I think, of our people's history for justice. As she courageously said to the ultranationalists and the fascists that tried to silence her during our Board of Supervisors hearings, that she will never be silenced. And I'm just very proud that this memorial on September 22nd, 2017 will also ensure that we have all moved on, after we are all gone, that our daughters and sons, our grandchildren, and the future generations will know the history and the courage of our harmonies and our grandmas, and hear the voices and draw the incredible strength that I've drawn from them, and the courage from girls and women leaders like Harmony Young-Soo Lee. Harmony, on behalf of San Francisco, we thank you for joining us on September 22nd, 2017, San Francisco's Day of Justice for Harmonies and Comfort Women throughout the world. Thank you, Gaja.
네, 여러분 안녕하십니까?
Hello, everybody.
여러분 이 대도시 샌프란시스코 큰 도시, 역사의 도시, 관광 도시, 아주 거대한 도시에서 이 소녀상을 씌우게 된 데 대해서 샌프란시스코의 여러분 정말 감사합니다. 고맙습니다.
I first want to thank you so much for erecting this Comfort Woman Memorial in such a beautiful city of San Francisco, the largest city, one of the large metropolitan city in the United States, and one of the most beautiful city throughout the world. Thank you so much for doing this for us.
네, 세계가 평화로워야 됩니다. 우리는 다 같은 형제와 다름 없습니다.
We need peace in the world. We are all brothers and sisters.
네, 소녀상 중국과 한국과 필리핀 뿐 아닙니다. 여러 아세안 나라 피해자들이 다 당기가 있습니다.
It wasn't just Koreans, Chinese, or Philippines. So many women and young girls from throughout Asian countries had to go through this suffering and pain.
샌프란시스코의 주인인 여러분입니다.
So you are the owner of San Francisco.
네, 여러분들이 힘을 주셔서 저는 200살 그정 살랍니다.
So with the energy and
네.
strength you give me, I think I can live up to 200 years old.
예, 그래서 우리
She's summoning the judges.
When she summons, I say, yes, ma'am.
이분들이요 판사직을 32년을 했습니다.
These ladies served as judges for over 30 years and over 20 years.
이 문제 해결을 평화롭게 하기 위해서 3사직을 32년이나 했는데 평균치고 이 운동을 했는 본인입니다.
They have abandoned the judgeship of over 30 years in order to dedicate their life in this memorial project.
거대한 우리 동생입니다.
These are my sisters, everybody.
여러분 힘을 주셔서 감사합니다.
Thank you so much for giving us the
샌프란시스코
strength.
여러분들 건강하시고 사랑합니다.
I wish you the happiness and health, and I love you all.
감사합니다.
Thank you.
Many unveilings and memorials, you have these very high, like the Queen or somebody like that, but we have the royalty right here with us because we have democracy and the democratic royalty of a people's movement. So I'd like to call up, actually, Ramani, Jonathan.
As if they were her young days when she was in Grandma Hudson King wrote the science and
Where's the ambassador? Ambassador 过来嘛 Ambassador.
거대한 도시, 관광 도시, 아주 큰 도시예요. 여기서가 있어 당신이 한국인데 여기서 쉬어 주셨어. 감사하게 생각해요. 감사하겠죠. 아이고 고맙다 그러네요. 고맙다고 그렇지 고맙죠. 또 저 동료들도 말이야 손을 잡고 저리가 있고. 아이고 너무 좋아 너무 좋다. 좋겠다. 고맙지? 고맙대요. Yes. 그리고 말이지 저기 손을 잡고 저리가 다정실 있으니까 얼마나 좋아요. 네?
Judges, can you describe what the art represents?
아이고 해결되겠어요.
Yeah, the three girls
Chinese, Korean, and Filipino.
예.
And this is Grandma Haksun Kim.
맞아요.
She's the first comfort woman survivor who broke the silence and told the world what happened to the comfort women during World War II in 1992. Because of Haksun Kim, the world knew about the Comfort Woman Institution, and as a result, United Nations passed a resolution to declare that sex trafficking of women during war is a crime against humanity and punishable by law. And because of Haksun Kim, she's the first woman who spoke out. We honor her today with this memorial. Grandma Lee knew her, and so Grandma Lee told her that, Haksun Kim, I did not know you came to San Francisco, that you're here. I did not know that you were going to be here. I'm so happy to see you here.
This symbolizes the women looking up to the younger women. And it symbolizes Haksun Kim, the grandma, telling the girls to be courageous, to be brave, that the world will never forget you. This is what Haksun Kim is telling the young girls. Do not despair. Be courageous. The world will never forget. And we will never let the world forget.
오늘 이날은 Can you translate what she said? Say a few words, Grandma. You translate.
먼저 가는 저 하늘에 있는 할머니들이 다 지켜보고 있어요. 부러워하는 것보다도 우리도 좋다. 쳐다보고 있으니까 자기네들 쳐다보고 있어요. 근데 언제 미국으로 가가지고 미국 역사가 있냐고.
Dr. Kim will translate. Dr. Kim.
Everybody's watching
저
together.
할머니 하늘에 있는 할머니들도 즐거워합니다.
Everybody's
즐거워하고
happy.
할머니들 여기 있는
Even down to heaven.
손을 잡고 다정시대가 있는 저 모습이 너무 즐거워요.
They are very happy. Grateful.
잘 하고.
Okay. All right.
하늘에
Yes.
있는
Thank you.
할머니들도 다
All right.
쳐다보고
Can you help us get out?
Soon, come on.
저쪽으로 한번 도서야 얼굴이 나와요. 저쪽 다리 한번 가세요. 네. 그쪽으로, 예, 저쪽으로 가세요. 저쪽 다리에. 자, 한 말씀 하세요, 할머니. 스태츄한테 할머니 한 말씀 하세요.
예뻐요. 너무 좋아요. 예쁘다.
필리핀 아가씨, 필리핀.
필리핀이나 중국. 저도 언제 목소리를 듣고 있네. 꽃을 든 남자인데 꽃을 든 여자 할머니라. 당신은 또 꽃을 든 할머니네. 김학수이 언제 또 꽃까지 이리 들고 있어요. 대구 미국 좀 와서 좋대요. 지금 미소를 지우고 있어요. 네.